Hey, VC, it's Jonathan, your cheap and cheerful record collector. I hope everybody's doing really well out there today. There's a thread going around, has been going around for a while, of show your 10 most expensive records according to Discogs' medium price point. I did it about a year or two ago, but prices have moved and changed, and I bought other records, so I thought I'd redo it, show current ones. But at the same time, I was watching a Dylan from Noble Records last week, and he has a friend on Instagram who now has a YouTube channel. Can't remember his name. Anyway, he was doing a thread of your 10 least expensive records on as according to Discogs. I thought that was sort of cool. If you know my channel at all, the reason I started the channel a couple of years ago was that someone was online complaining about what an expensive hobby it was and how records were so expensive, and I was like, no, if you take the time and you want to spend the effort, you can find a lot of good records for really inexpensive. So I went to Discogs, and I have all my records listed on Discogs, and I hit the button, and it brought up all the everything listed as the least expensive. So I'm showing 10 records, all for under $2 on Discogs medium price, $2 or under. There were a lot that came up, so I chose 10 out of those, all that showed up, just to give you an idea of what I have that is in that under $2 range. First one is a guy, a lot of these are really good artists, but they just were so popular that their records flooded the market, and I guess that bring the price down. And here's a typical example, Jackson Browne. You see his records everywhere. You can always find a nice copy for inexpensive. This is his album Hold Out. From 1980, it has Hold Out, That Girl Could Sing, Boulevard of Missing Persons. Just a really nice album. Not his top album for sure, but a really good album, really good listenable record from Jackson Browne. Again, $2. Next one has a special place in my heart, and it is Buster Poindexter, David Johansen from the New York Dolls. In 1985, I just separated from my wife. I moved back to New York City, and on New Year's Eve, I went to a club in Manhattan on the Lower East Side, not all the way Lower East Side, like 14th Street. Tramps, maybe? Maybe. And New Year's Eve, Buster Poindexter was there. And I was a little down. I was by myself. I was drinking a little bit too heavily. But he just put on such a great show. He had the audience singing Christmas carols and rounds by the end of the show, and it was just so much fun. So it really holds a special place for me. And then, of course, less than a month later, I met my wife, and we've been together 35 years now. So this Buster Poindexter really was the turning point for me, and love this album. Buster Poindexter and the Banshees of the Blues. Smack dab in the middle, Bad Boy, Hot, Hot, Hot. House of the Rising Sun, Heart of Gold, just great, great album. And again, $2 and under. Another artist, like I said, was so popular that the records were everywhere, so therefore the prices are really inexpensive, and that would be Linda Ronstadt. This is her album Mad Love. Again, not her top album, but certainly a really good album. Hurt So Bad, Girls Talk, Talking in the Dark, just great. Linda Ronstadt. You can always find, seems to me, you can always find jazz albums, especially Dixieland or early jazz albums, you can find really inexpensive. And this is one of my favorite artists from that era, and it's Sidney Bechet. And he was a clarinet player from I think probably started in the 20s and 30s. Excuse me. And this is on Upfront Records, a product of Springboard, which is sort of a inexpensive, cheap label. But there's Sidney. Always loved Sidney Bechet. Blues from the Heart. Here's an artist. I don't understand why his records are so cheap, but they always are. He played here in Portland about 8-10 years ago. I went to see him. Did a solo show. And by the end of the show, he had everybody up on tables, up on chairs, dancing, carrying on. It was just great. And it is a Graham Parker. You always see his records inexpensive. This is his album, The Real Macaw. And has on it Just Like a Man, Glassjaw, Life Gets Better, Beyond a Joke, Last Couple on the Dance Floor, Just great stuff. Graham Parker, that really British pub sound thing going on there. Here's another one. You see this around. Again, I just love it. Peter Case. I think this is from 88, it says. I thought it was earlier. Echo Wars, 3 days straight. Small Town Spree, Old Blue Car. Wonderful record. Peter Case. Next artist, woman, phenomenal singer. Started having a really intense career, and then I'll tell you the story. It's Phoebe Snow. Great album. This is called Second Childhood. This has got to be from the late 70s, 76. Phoebe burst on the scene with this album and just was on Saturday Night Live. It was like the whole bit was really... And then she had a child who was born with severe physical and mental issues. And basically she quit her career to stay home and take care of her daughter. Decided she wasn't going to put her in a home or anything, and she was going to take care of her. And she basically left her career in the midst and took care of her daughter the rest of her life. Did some commercials in New York for commercial spots, singing and stuff, but never really got her career going again. Did a number of albums, some good albums. And then her daughter died, and then Phoebe died like within 2 or 3 years after her daughter passed away. So sad story, but what a great, great album. Two-Fisted Love, Isn't It a Shame, Going Down for the Third Time, No Regrets. Pff, fantastic album. What a voice. Phoebe Snow. And another one of my favorite singers. Again, I don't know why his stuff is usually fairly inexpensive. Dave Edmunds. This is such a great album. I think the name of it is DE7. It's the 7th album, obviously. DE7, Dave Edmunds. And this has From Small Things, Big Changes Come, Me and the Boys, Warmed Over Kisses, Deep in the Heart of Texas. Just great stuff. I don't know why I'm showing going through the label. Nothing special there, but what a great album. You all know Dave Edmunds from Rockpile with Nick Lowe. Again, why his records are so inexpensive, I don't know, but great stuff. And another artist, again, I just, Bonnie Raitt. You can always find her stuff inexpensive. This was under $2 on Discogs. This is The Glow, and this is such a great album. I Thank You. The Glow, obviously. Boy Can't Help It. You're going to Get What's Coming. Wild For You, Baby. Bonnie Raitt, what a great singer, great guitar player. Saw her a number of times in the 70s. Just so great. And the last one, this guy was a jazz musician, very popular in the 60s. Might have been too popular, so he was never taken seriously by jazz musicians, etc. But I always liked his take on pop jazz, and it's Ramsey Lewis. And this is a compilation, his Greatest Sides, Volume 1, on Chess Records. And it has, High Heel Sneakers, Hang On Sloopy, Dancing in the Dark, Hard Day's Night, The In Crowd, which was his big hit in the 60s, Wait in the Water, Soul Man. Very poppy jazz, but I think he's a wonderful piano player, and I really enjoy his stuff. And you can always find Ramsey Lewis stuff. This is like, I have a bunch of his records, but this one I got because it's virtually mint, brand new. So those are my records for the least expensive. Now we're going to switch over and flip it around and go for the most expensive. Okay, the first one I'm going to show, the first one I got within the past month, found it at Goodwill. If it was in at least decent condition, it would be worth $298. Unfortunately, it's not in good condition, and it's the Flat Earth Society, which is a psych band from Boston from 1968. In the condition this is in, the cover is totally split. The record is a mess. I mean, I played it. I got through the first side. By the time I got a little bit into the second side, it was so... I cleaned it really well, but there's so many pops and clicks, and I was afraid my needle was going to get ruined, so I took it off. Maybe it's $20, $25 as is, but if it was in good condition, it would be worth $298. But I can't include this in the list of top 10 just because of the condition. Another one which I can't include also is an album I picked up at when I bought a collection of somebody. This was part of the collection. It's Bob Dylan's first album, which I didn't have, so I was excited to get it. It's stereo, which is, it's all right. I'd rather have the mono. But when I took it out and I looked at it, I was like, oh my God. It's a Columbia 6i 1962 first pressing. So, except for that label there, this would be worth, in decent condition, $145. It's not in decent condition. So maybe it's a $30 record in the condition it's in. So I just had to get those two out of the way because those would have been some of my most expensive records. As you see, I don't have a lot of expensive records. I don't do all those fancy stuff. I just buy records that I like. So starting at number 10 and working my way up to number 1. Number 10 from 1985 would be Tom Waits. And this is Rain Dogs. This comes in at $75. Actually, I have the original inner sleeve, and nothing special there. Island Records. Actually got this from a friend who was cleaning out his collection of records, and I went and picked out a number of stuff, and this was one of the first ones I grabbed. $75. Next one is for about a year, I belonged to Vinyl Me Please, and one of the ones I grabbed was this one, Art Blakey and the Jazz Messengers, Freedom Rider. Fantastic album. Comes with a little booklet they give you. People complain about the booklets. They say they can tend to warp the records if you leave it inside the... can't get this off. If you leave it inside with the record. So it's a little booklet that explains, talks about the album, etc. But I took that out because it's... I was worried about the warpage. This is the 2019 release. Vinyl Me Please. They always do a great job, but the prices went... I think the first year I joined Vinyl Me Please, it was $200 for the year for 12 albums. And this year, they're up to $398. So they doubled the price, and I decided for double price, it's not worth it. So I let it go. Next record on my list is a 1970 UK version of the Beatles' Get Back, Hey Jude, whatever you call it. Can't remember where I picked this up. It's a nice UK version with the Apple label. $77.71 is going out at. Classic album, of course, in really good condition. And UK pressing. Oh, this I got, now I know, because I saw the sticker here. It reminded me. I got this from I bought a collection from a man who was a former military guy who was stationed in England and in Germany. And I bought all his records, and he had a lot of German and UK pressings. So that was part of the deal I got from him. Next one is 2017 repress of Sgt. Pepper's. We all know this, but this is the really nice repress from 2017. It is now clocking in at $83.21. And it's perfect. Next one. This is a 1979 UK pressing. All Things Must Pass. I don't have to show it. Everybody knows this record. This is $85.99. So as you see, I don't have a lot of really expensive records. The next two are actually records I got at Record Store Day and have increased in value greatly from when I first bought them. The first one I got in a 2020 Record Store Day, and it's Ron Carter. Amazing bass player. And this one is actually signed by Ron, which is sort of cool. This was number 1959 out of 1999. So less than 2,000 were printed. And great double album. Sorry about the glare. But fantastic. Pressed in Germany. Record Store Day pressing. Ron Carter, amazing bass player. And this clocks in at $94.58. I think I spent $35 for it and was hesitant to buy it, but when I saw it was signed by him, I couldn't not buy it. Another record store day from the year before, from 2019, is a Bill Evans album, and this is Evans in England with Eddie Gomez and Marty Morell on drums. What an amazing record this is. Bill Evans, amazing piano player. Very big. This is a repress on Resonance Records. It was originally recorded in the 60s, I want to say. I wish I spent a little more time looking at it. A limited edition first pressing of 4,000, and this is 1888 out of 4,000. Whether that means anything or not, I don't know. And that's coming in at $95. Next one, I've shown this before, but I'll show it again. 1979 UK pressing. This was a present from a friend, and it's the Nick Drake box set. Fantastic box set. Comes with the booklet with all the lyrics and pictures, and each album itself, if I can get it out, has a different picture of Nick on it with the songs and date and the times on the back. The three of those, 3-record set. And the Nick Drake box set is at $129.99. So that's a UK 1979, $129.99. Next one is another record store day. Crazy. Bill Evans, Another Time with Eddie Gomez. This is with Eddie Gomez and Jack DeJohnette. This one's clocking at $140.67 from 2017. Love me some Bill Evans. This one is 2,690 out of the 6,000. Again, this was a concert that was recorded June 1968 in the Netherlands. The tapes were lost and they were refound, so they repressed them for Record Store Day. Just beautiful. And it comes with a really nice booklet with pictures, and they talk all about the finding of the tapes originally and redoing them, and et cetera, et cetera. So that's really cool. Great stuff. But you all know I'm a jazz hound, so there you go. And then the last one, the most expensive record that is in decent condition, is this 1968 copy of The Velvet Underground with the banana. And this clocks in $165.83. Really good condition. There's the back. The banana's a little wrinkled, but that's okay. So that's my most expensive record that is still in real playable and good condition, unlike those other two. So there you go. That's the top 10 and the bottom 10 of my collection. Hope you enjoyed it. I want to thank everybody for subscribing to my channel. If you haven't subscribed yet, you see the little button on the bottom. Press that little bell and hit that thing so you can get the notifications of any new videos I'm putting up. Hope everybody stays safe out there. If you have a chance to get your shot, get your shot. I've had my 2. My wife had her Johnson & Johnson one and done shot the other day. So another week or so, we're both going to be good. Get your shot. Still wear your mask. Keep your distance. And until next time, peace.